The Accountant General of the Federation, Shamsuddin Babatunde Ogunjimi, has paid a courtesy visit to the Minister of Education, Dr. Moruf Tunji Alausa, with the aim of fostering better collaboration between their ministries. Welcome to Echo Blog and TV. My name is Comfort Onayenka. Stay tuned for more reports. The Minister of Education, Dr. Moruf Tunji Alausa, has called for urgent financial interventions from the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation to improve the operations of unity schools and enhance ministry-wide efficiency.
Accountant General, I will need you to really help us with in timely payment of our overhead. We're still having some delays. The last overhead that we've gotten at the Federal Ministry of Education was in March. The DFA can allude to that. And also, the feeding, the budget for the feeding of a unity school. I don't know how we can do it in such a way that we can do it every 3 months rather than every month. I think the last one we got was in April, March. So we have 2 months, almost 3 months outstanding now. And if you know these unity schools, in fact, what these principals are going through, it's heinous. The contractors are abusing them, they're blackmailing them, they go to their offices and literally shouting them down that they've done their work, they have not been paid. And there are instances, and I'll tell you in a few instances now, which I did sadly, I had to delay resumption in school because we don't have, we're not assured that the contractor will supply the foodstuff to feed us the children in school. So please, I'll need you to really help us streamline how these payments come early enough, monthly. But I think the solution is we can pay 3 months ahead. If we know when our kids in school, when our kids are in school. If say for the first term that will start in September, we'll pay September, October, November, and that will give you time to look for the next tranche of payment.
During a meeting with Accountant General Shamsuddin Ogunjimi, Dr. Alausa raised concerns over delayed in overhead payments and school feeding allocations, noting that the last overhead release was in March and the last school feeding budget was received in April. He urged the AGF to help fast-track payments and proposed the quarterly release model to provide schools with a stable financial runway.
For payment of capital, yes, since the assumption of office, we've tried as much as possible to review the bottom-up policy. And graciously, the Honorable Minister of Finance set up a committee to look into the merit and the demerit of the policy vis-a-vis the old policy. So we're almost concluding on that to ensure that we harmonize the merit of both policies and come up with another policy that will be much more better for the smooth running of the government. Because just like you accepted that all of us agree that the new policy is good, but it's also created an assumption that we have everything in this country, that fund is not our problem. Had it been we don't have physical challenges that we're having, it would have been the best policy for us. But because of the deficits we're having, fiscal deficit that we're having, so it makes the policy very difficult because we are saying that all MDAs should just continue and begin their procurement processes as soon as the Appropriation Act has been passed. But what we have is that we don't have the funding. And so there's no way we'll continue to allow MDAs to continue to upload and commit government to a lot of liabilities. So I believe that in the next couple of weeks, we'll come up with a solution to that effect.
Ogunjimi acknowledged the concerns and pledged to work closely with the ministry to find practical solutions, prioritizing funding for the Federal Ministry of Education, particularly for unity schools and overhead releases. He also revealed that a high-level committee had been set up to review the bottom-up cash management policy, with a harmonized and more practical policy expected in the coming weeks. Comfort Olayinka, Eco Hot Blog TV.